Hey, it's Adam here, and you're watching The Culture Hack, where we're talking about how to create engaged workspaces that unlock the potential of your teams and drive your business forward in ways you've never seen. So stay tuned. Chandra Crawford, welcome to The Culture Hack. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm stoked to be here.
I am super excited. You are, of course, an Olympic gold medalist, three-time Olympian in cross-country skiing. You founded a national charity called Fast and Female, and you are a member of the Canada Sport Hall of Fame, as if that weren't enough already. How amazing is that? Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
great to be here. I've loved talking about culture.
cool. Well, tell me a little bit about, everyone's going to want to know, of course, the story of how you won the gold medal. So we may as well start there. Like, give us a bit of a recap.
Winning the gold medal in cross country skiing in 2006, I was just 22 years old. It was so exciting and amazing. And as I get more and more distance from it, it's even richer and I'm even more grateful for it. But I think of it more as like ripples outward of all the contributing people, all the people who cheered for me. Today I was thinking about how can I calculate how many tens of thousands of volunteer hours contributed to my moment and ski career, because I'm on this other side of it now. I'm a parent. It's like volunteer here, volunteer there, and like just thinking about everything that goes into crossing that finish line first on a sunny day in Italy, putting my hands up. There's so many people that are part of the dream. It's really cool.
And I was actually reading that you were somewhat famous for singing "O Canada" on the podium. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know how many people had really belted it out before then. And I'm really extroverted and I was just partying on that podium. And I remember being nervous though, because I grew up learning it where you sing in English, then French part, then English part again.
Right.
So I remember while singing thinking, what part should I sing? I figured it out. And
Yeah.
just at the top of my lungs, it was something I had always dreamed about. But when I dreamed about it, I would be in my dream blubbering and crying on the podium, like, oh, I worked so hard. And then when it was actually me, I was feeling more surprised. Like, are you kidding me?
That's fantastic. And when we talked before, we talked a lot about what it's like being on a team, right? Of such a competitive, high-performing athletes, and just the amount of support and people in the background. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, what was it like being on a team and competing with all these people?
It's surprising to many people how much teamwork is an individual sport. You just cannot do this volume of training twice a day, every day, all year long, all over the world, living out of a suitcase, sharing a single, like tiny room with two single beds with someone you didn't choose for months on end. And the teamwork aspect is huge to be able to support each other through that, even though we're trying to beat each other.
Mhm.
And the way that works is to get inside an overstory of like, let's beat Norway. We are a team, we're Canada. Your success is meaningful to me. The faster you are, the better you are. Even if you smell bad in this room, we're stuck in. You skiing fast is going to make me ski faster, and we're all going to appreciate each other more, which wasn't something I came up with. That's why we have sports psychology.
I love it. I love it. So what did your coaches, what did they do to try and promote the competition, but also kind of bring the team together?
I was really impressed with, excuse me, from the sports psychologist, especially Cal Botterill out of the University of Winnipeg, spent a lot of time with us and taught us, the team, about positive rivalries, finding gratitude for the strengths of a teammate, a competitor, even someone you would never choose personally as a friend, but they're a fierce competitor. Wow, do they ever move their legs fast up the hill? That's going to make me better. So, positive rivalries was about appreciating those strengths. But making a code, it sounds cheesy. I was just reading The Way of the Warrior Kid to my 7-year-old, and they kind of put in that book a whole bunch of codes. Here's the Navy SEAL code. Here's the code of like certain warriors. And when our team made a code, it totally helped. We had certain keywords for things like if we needed to stop chatting and just focus, but you didn't want to be rude, you could just say bubble. I just need to focus. So there are so many things that help with that. And then we were united under a philosophy of no regrets. And the idea we really put into that code was no regrets. We're on a mission. Win or lose, we fail, we will know we left no stone unturned. We gave it our all. We were resourceful. And that feeling is such a part of my ski career that I would not achieve the result 99% of the time. And I would feel so like strong and proud of myself. Like that was everything. I am gassed. I gave everything I could. So being part of a culture like that was really, that's the high performing culture of the ski team.
I love that. I love it. You kind of combine this like no nonsense, right? We're here to focus. We've got a job to do, but sometimes I'm focused and you're not focused. And like, how can we communicate that without offending ourselves, especially because we're Canadians and we can't say anything rude, right?
Totally. And then from there, I was working at Fast and Female for 16 years, leading a national charity with an all women staff. And we had to make up some keywords just like that to cut through our people pleasing nature and conditioning. We had to say, we started using this phrase, be you, be real. Like, can I just have a be you, be real moment where I'm going to say, I think this is not going to work. And there's so many interesting case studies in trying to access the truth inside an organization and trying to have like that radical candor is something that has always really driven me.
Mm, yeah, radical candor. Easier said than done, right? This idea that
Good.
you can be like uber direct and uber candid, but compassionate at the same time, right? It's like it's tricky.
Totally.
How were your coaches candid with you when you were training?
I had a lot of amazing coaches that contributed so much to my life and certainly my career. And it's such an individual thing. What is going to jive for an individual athlete? So the coaches that I connected with the most were really positive and um, just going towards like a really strong vision. I had one coach. His name's Steiner Mundell. He's a Norwegian guy, and he got sick and had to go back to Norway. And he was coaching me just on the phone. And this is the power of belief, of connection, of a good relationship. I would just phone him and tell him my workouts. We didn't even Skype, and he'd say, "It sounds like you're going incredible fast." And like this guy was just so experienced and believed in me, and just those words of encouragement. I won my first World Cup on his training plan without him even seeing me. Like it's just amazing how much belief and connection and good coach relationship can unlock potential with very little actually.
That's really interesting, right? We always talk about unlocking potential as if it's this like magic elixir, right? But here you go, like over the phone, no technology, and it happened. And you talk a lot in your keynotes about things like resilience and mental health and the importance of all this. How did this carry across from your journey as an athlete, then into business, and now into talking? What's a message you want to throw out there?
Oh, the through line for me through all of it, pursuing Olympic cross country skiing, the the MBA I did was extremely hard and a big challenge for me coming from sport to spreadsheets and running it, the national charity, which is always kind of in peril financially. I think the through line and having 4 kids, the through lines for all of it is approach energy, like doing hard things, just that going for it attitude that I developed in sport and largely from the people around me. Because to try and win a medal in sport, it's insane. Like it's not going to happen. There's such an infinitesimally small chance of success. So the culture then is enjoy the journey. We just want to suffer. We want to do our best. We want to train smarter. One athlete had a tattoo that said all in without hope. Even if I never make it, I am here just in the arena. And that's the ethos that carries through into my resilience keynote is turning ourselves a bit more towards our challenges, finding that bit of strength with those baby steps, I have a message about confidence, which is such a powerful resource we all want a little more of, I think. And confidence comes from action. So, like, just a little baby step, whether I was trying to win an Olympic medal or even when I had a really hard time in sport and had a mental health meltdown, it's really a tiny baby step, tiny action, even though it seems ridiculous to say, I'm going to go for a little walk today and drink some water. All the baby steps, truly, brick by brick, we just can create amazing things.
I love that. I think we get sometimes lost because every brick, as you say, we put our whole life into getting every single brick, and it feels like we're never getting anywhere, right? It feels like we're always like setback, 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 not fast enough, not good enough, whatever. But meanwhile, if you look back, you're like, holy crap, I've come so far, right?
A strengths approach for sure, and so hard to notice the things we do. I've even been trying, I'm just bombing around in my minivan taking kids places, and I'm trying to think like, hey, that was amazing that I achieved a couple things yesterday. At Fast and Female, we did a stand-up meeting on Monday and Friday. Say your goals out loud. What are you gonna do this week? Friday, it was wild. Everyone comes to the meeting sheepish and feels like shit. They didn't do all the things. We didn't do the things. And it was such a cool tool to realize like this is not a possible amount of work in the week. And every single week I feel behind and like a failure. Just training ourselves to set maybe more realistic goals. It feels uninspiring.
Mm.
Set smaller goals, everyone. But if I used to set this goal. I'm going to reach out to 100 people for my keynote speaking business. And I set that goal for 2 years and did nothing. And I changed it to, I'm going to reach out to 5 people. Making a goal laughably small. It was something I learned from my nutrition coaches. You
Mhm.
got to make it so small that it's almost harder not to do it. And yeah, it is going to add up. But that feeling of like, oh, this isn't going to matter. It matters. Sport's great for that too, because you only have so many minutes of training, so many
Mhm.
minutes of recovery. World Champs is coming in February. We all have the same number of minutes. Everyone in Europe and Scandinavia and Asia and the US who's training. What are you doing with your minutes?
Mm, I love that. Right. And it is minutes, right? It's the spaces in between where I think we find the most opportunity for excellence, right? It's 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, 30 minutes here, right? Like that's where the magic happens, I think.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. What do you think about celebrating little wins? This is another cheesy one that's just like it's science. We got to
Mm.
celebrate cheesy little wins now. Look at us. High five.
Well, I think you have to, right? Especially in high performance, whether it's sports or business or charities or whatever, you've got your eye on this goal and you're trying to get there, and you're moving mountains to get there. And if you can't celebrate that you accomplished this thing, then how are you supposed to keep your mindset positive, right?
Yeah.
And the mountain always moves, so you never reach it. So you got to celebrate at some point.
Right? Enjoy the journey. Yeah, I can really get caught up in when I have that, then I'll be happy. But it's pretty cool to win an Olympic gold medal and like, whoa, that didn't change. I'm the same person the next day and the next year, and I still had really hard times in my life. And that's the beauty of it. There's always another chance to struggle and grow.
I love it. I love it. Well, that seems like the perfect mic drop moment to leave our listeners. Thank you so much, Chandra. I really enjoyed our conversation. And yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Much appreciated. Keep on rocking.
Hey, thanks for watching The Culture Hack. Do you want to chat culture and engagement? Give us a call and come on the show.